Welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be reacting to the newest episode of Fire Force, episode 17 of Season 3, At the Center of the World. Last week we had a bit of a cliffhanger with Shinra disappearing, and essentially, as we thought we were going to show the world that he was the savior, everyone kind of turned against him, and their perceptions kind of worked against us. Yeah, I don't want to waste much more time and hop right into this. Just two things before we get in. I am a manga reader for this series, so I basically know what's coming up with a bit some memory, not quite there. And then other than that, this will be a timer reaction. So if you want the audio and or full video, you can just sync up with my copy. But other than that, let's not waste too much more time and get right into this reaction. I'll give us a countdown. 3, 2, 1, start. Oh, I don't think we had that last week, did we? All the stars in the sky? Oh, well, like the cartoony ones, I mean. Oh, a little bit of buffer. Hopefully it doesn't keep going. And Yona looking like an absolute freak now. Well, they're out of here too. Yeah, Yona's design. Oh, brutal. Why is it so buffery today? Yeah, Yona's design throughout the series evolves, and by the end of the manga, he looks like an absolute freak. I'm actually not sure if he's supposed to be like based off anything in particular. Um, yeah, because it doesn't look like anything in particular to me, but it could be a similar thing to like if you've ever watched Bleach. A lot of Kubo's more out there, bizarre designs usually have like a thematic reason or just it's in reference to something in the real world, or just like a good example is in Thousand Year Blood War arc. One of the Stern Ritters is essentially supposed to be an angel, but he also no one can deny he looks like a goofy motherfucker at the same time. God, that was one of my favorite aspects about last week is the way they showed like the cartoony effect taking over when Shinra is attacking. Because I do think that scene of him going through could have been done slightly better, but that's just a minor complaint, especially when it's kind of a much minor moment. A holy child. Yeah, turned him into essentially a devil. God. Yeah, and the fact that we also only had that broadcast, we didn't have anyone actually telling anyone, like a reporter anymore. Planet will become a flaming star. Oh, that's a cool effect. Not yet. Oh yeah, I think this is a. We should get to see Ogun pop off a little bit in this episode. Dude has a fucking black Nimbus. It's like the fucking evil Nimbus from the filler, to be honest. Oh, that one's more purplish. What, Oh. All of the pillars. Most diabolical relationship. What a guy. Oh yeah, she's pillar too. At least we have someone smart on our side. Yeah, you guys would have absolutely been cooked without her. Yeah, the first pillar disappeared, so there's nothing powering the Amaratas. Cannot speak. Well, I think that's I was gonna say that's a pretty simple answer to find out. There's only one place they could be going to. Yeah, final phase. This is kind of what I meant last week with kind of moving into like the final saga. Show's on the ball. He knows what's going on. There's still it's a savior, a hero. Honestly, the Guardians really kind of turned against it kind of backfired on him a little bit in some ends or in some ways. Tying all of our plot threads together now. Quite the ride. It's your job. Dude, I'm not gonna lie, I fucking forgot Ogun has a literal fucking flying skateboard. Ooh, that was a cool camera angle. Oh, we're just the boys chilling on the roof. Oh. Bro's always got to have it. Oh my. Arthur, why don't you just go on the roof with Ogun? Why do you need to stand on him? God, I've always really liked Shinra's and Arthur's dynamic because there's such um like arguments and stuff between them, but there's such a level of respect as well. The night. Shinra's eyes. I could see him as my pet is fucking wild. Oh my god. Ogun actually looks significantly smaller there. That he is. uh, no villain. Bunch of bros. I didn't even remember that dude's name, I'm gonna be honest. God, I'm loving that they're letting a scene like this breathe so much. I thought this was gonna be way more rushed. Well, even though even though you didn't, you're still working together. I actually Oh, maybe it's from here. I thought Arthur didn't even come here. I thought he went somewhere else. That might be later. Oh, I think that is later because I think he goes with Vulcan. Honestly, also this, there's only one, it's just Arrow, but I've always loved that getting to the end of like a shonen and like previous villains and stuff working together. Arrow looks so out of place. It's so funny. Nothing to hold us back anymore. Go all out. I love the mix of um very industrial but also religious slash like shrine aesthetic that they have for the door and everything. Big ass fucking doors. What the fuck is the mechanics of that door? Pressure sensitive? For the defense. Whoever is directing this episode loves that the faraway shot of like the no faces. It's to be fair, it's probably just time saving method. I love the one had a really sweet design in the front there. Yeah, it's so funny just seeing all of them in uniform and then off to the side, and our protectors are here. I don't remember who takes out the necromancer chick. That is fair. Let's go, Lieutenant. Both are long-range shooters. Dude, the firepower since the Great Cataclysm started, though, I feel like is significantly stronger. That is a cool attack. Like, fucking makes a sun and then shoots out. Oh, that's actually is fairly good. God, combining them like that. Why does like some video game shit of combining all the enemies into a bigger one? God, Arrow's technique is honestly so si okay. Oh yes, let's go, Ogun. I was gonna say it's so sick, and then fucking Charon immediately started fucking up in the game. Oh, keeping the offense didn't let him get a counter in. Hell yeah, Ogun. Both just absolute powerhouses of characters too. Bro's going full out. Flaming Ink, I think is what his technique's called. Oh, he actually isn't activating yet. Oh, don't buffer on me. I've always loved how one of his attacks is literally just fucking taking a step and clapping shit like that. Yeah. If I remember right, he like absorbs kinetic energy and then turns it into heat. In the sky? Yeah. Ooh, that whip around was nice. I actually I actually forgot about this. Is at that point in time would be Raffles be Yona, or would that be after that? Off top, I feel like that might. There we go. Oh, oh, fucking going for the stomp on the head. I don't think that's one. Bro's too much of a beast for that. But yeah, his ability to absorb and then read a purse. So you gotta hit him twice. Yeah, but then he can still tank it and give you one. Oh, that too. Is this bunch of bitches? This whole thing about team stuff too. That is facts. Oh yeah, Ogun looks so adorable right there. Anyone who truly gets to know you knows you're a good person, Shinra. Eyes roll back in his head too. Oh, God. I honestly don't remember this fight being such a beatdown. Oh, actually, I think I remember that manga panel right there. There's no point in doing that. Just has to give you an opening where he's charging. I also hope, because I had like a slight thought of it, I hope other people watch that scene because you see everyone standing around for a second before it happens. I feel like that's a good sign. Um, because you're like, why the fuck aren't you doing anything? And that happens. Good scene. Yeah, I don't remember Hogan taking such a beating. Although I do remember that one panel of him like holding himself up with the flaming ink. Because I remember that stance he was in. I do think this episode, well, still really good, and I actually don't think some stuff might get moved around, but I think they adapted every like. There's nothing super major. I thought there was cut out, and they like kept the backstory and even like the stuff about Ogun's ancestor. Um, but I do think the animation was a little bit weaker in this episode. And I feel like I could tell some scenes because sometimes like the whole like not drawing the eyes is like an artistic choice, and that's what I thought was happening originally, especially like in the van with all of them together, because it added a really cool sense of everyone like showing their expression, well, not showing it, to the reaction to Arrow being in the vehicle with them. But like almost every background scene, it had that in it, and there was definitely I noticed it a lot, which usually doesn't happen in an episode. Um, which kind of makes sense. I feel like this is Ogun is a really hyped character, but it's less of I feel like Arthur and Shinra's final stuff will probably be the highest quality episodes if they're holding the budget and not even really necessarily the budget, more so just like the time to animate those chapters. I'm sure they've given a little bit more. And like, even though I definitely said it's like weaker this episode, it wasn't bad by any means, I don't think. Um, Fire Force is just an interesting series because there is some scenes in it, especially. I don't need to get that away. Yeah, they look like super impressive, and yeah, like this type of stuff is what I'm talking about. They're like very quickly drawn, which I think is a good compromise. It's considering how much they have to fit in, and I'm sure this is a slightly rushed season. Stuff like that is a good choice to cut because like whenever they do go up like close on people, it looks good. And I think there was a little bit of CGI with the all the infernals, but overall it looked really good. And like generally, this whole fight scene was really cool, even if there is some scenes that could have been slightly better. Like I think Ogun's flaming ink doesn't look nearly as good as it did in the second season. Um, but the actual like choreography and everything was still really well done. And the pacing actually felt. I'm interested to know if anything actually got cut or removed out of this chapter because the pacing actually felt really good. I will say that. A lot of these slower moments got to breathe, and that was one of my personal complaints. Was my only complaint actually with the Benihime episode is like a lot of the dialogue and background stuff. It felt like they were talking like nonstop, but I feel like a lot of the scenes here got to breathe, which was definitely one of the highlights of the episode. And just actually all of the content in this part of the manga is really cool with Ogun. I just butchered his name. Yeah, and the whole thing of him working together is really cool because we see him. I think in season 2, it's mostly him soloing the Infernal until Shinra powers up and hits light speed to like one hit it. So it's cool seeing him actually like working a team and tying it back to basketball and stuff is something that we knew. I think we knew already that Shinra and him had a connection through it, and I feel like it's a good correlation to like the team sport aspect of being teammates and working together. So overall, well, I do think maybe either last week or this week was definitely one of the weaker episodes. I would say maybe last week because there was a lot of really cool stuff in here. Um, yeah, are definitely the two weakest episodes of the season, but still, the baseline hasn't went like ridiculously low. Like they're absolutely butchering the story, and even like the maybe lower quality animation isn't like there was maybe a couple scenes with Ogun where it looked like it was almost like PNG sliding, but for the most part, it was all fairly well like dynamically animated and everything. So I'm still fairly happy with this episode, even if it is slightly weaker in my opinion. But I do think that is a product of how much they have to get into these episodes, and also, um, like there's a lot since we're doing so much stuff. There's a lot of different action sequences in this final season. So I think certain stuff like Arthur and Shinra's final sequence at the end of the manga will definitely be the more prioritized scenes. So I don't have any doubt that those are going to be incredible because they've showed me at the very least they're able to adapt this into this many chapters, even if we do have a little bit of suffering of animation or like sound design and stuff that not quite up to the previous seasons. I think overall it's still really well done, and it's not like this lessen my hype for the next episode. Like I want to watch the next episode right now. So I think that's a really good sign. I'm interested to see what the community's reaction to it is because I I never know. Sometimes there's an episode that I don't really like that much. The community absolutely loves. Um, then there's some episodes that I like absolutely love, and then I go online and it's like an insane amount of hate on everywhere I look. So I'm interested to see how this episode will be received by the community, If you're watching, just let me know in the comments down below what you thought of this episode. And yeah, I will catch you guys all later. And peace.